Bro, here's the other thing that I've just come to realize that most of us men, we are living lives that are very much meaningless. And when I say they're meaningless, it's simply because of either the choices that we make or the things that we do. There are certain things that, gentlemen, I don't expect you to be doing anything to do anything like whatever I'm about to tell you. I've said this here, and it's been said by the great coaches of masculinity. The other day, I was at a social venue, and as I was just sat there, I was having a conversation with one of the brothers that was just sat next to me. We didn't know each other, but anyway, you know, men, when men meet, sit down, and as people are eating, and strike a conversation with this gentleman, and I asked him, "How are you doing, brother?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good," and just something is on my mind. I'm like, "Okay, so what's on your mind? What's the thing that is stressing you?" And he goes, "My wife, bro. This guy is from India." And he goes, "My wife, when I came here, I started working with the DHL. He came in England, started working with the DHL, and all the money that he was making, he invested the money to take the girl to the medical school in India. And through the NHS program here in England, the brother now got the wife here. And as soon as the wife got here with her qualification from India, just did a bit of training here and there, and she was employed by the NHS. Remember, the brother was still working with the DHL. DHL is a company here in England. Probably worldwide, everyone knows what DHL is. So the brother now, after paying for the training that the lady needed, and the paying for her medical school in India. Now, when the lady saw the money that she was making as a doctor, she was like, "I don't need this guy anymore. Now I need to date people on my own level." And she decided, to hell with this man. And now I'll upgrade myself to one of my fellow doctors or people in the same profession as where I am. 28 years old, a doctor, probably very brilliant woman. And I said to him, "So, bro, so okay, she's become a doctor, and she doesn't want you anymore." He's like, the brother was so innocent, and he said to me, "Chris, I gave her my all, I gave her my best, and for her to do this to me, I'm really heartbroken." I'm like, "Bro, didn't you listen to the advice of anyone?" The father, the father must have given him some advice. The father must have told him, "Listen, if you do this and this and this, is not going to be good for you." But because the guy was in love, he was so much in love with the girl, he's like, "I'll ignore the rest of the world because they do not know nothing, and I will do my best to get this girl here in England." Bro, the brother was working here, sometimes taking the bus when he's late, be late at work, saving every penny that he could to put the girl through the school of medicine in India. Probably is a lot of money, probably isn't a lot of money, but now his wife has decided, "No, you are not my type anymore." Gentlemen, here's the thing. At no moment you should ever think of taking a woman that you intend to be intimate with, or a woman that you intend to start a family with. You should never think of taking them through education. It is not your responsibility. Because almost 100% of every man that has tried to go down that route, they have all failed miserably. These women, they upgraded their life, and by the time that they go to the point where they wanted, they dip out. So if you think now you are the clever one than the ones who've been here before, never take a woman through the education system. And the same, don't come and be the savior that saved a woman from a situation that she did put herself into. If she did put herself into a situation, that's her business. But for you to now come and say yes, I will try to save this woman. Oh, she really wanted this. Very often, women are not really thankful to the men who are very, very kind and nice to them. They tend to be very brutal with such men because anyway, they know that this one is being good because they want to win me over. So, and this is the law of attraction. The more you chase something, the more the thing keeps on running away from you. But if you sit down and you work on yourself, then you attract the women that will want you for who you are. It's like for me, if I'm chasing a girl and this girl was like, yeah, you look nice when you have a trim now, and now every time when I go to look that to look to meet that girl, I'll have a nice trim or looking sharp. But for now, if I'm just like this in my normal thing where I'm like, yeah, let's just the hair grow, I'll cut it whenever I get the time. If I attract someone now like this, they're okay with me the way that I am. But if I start now going after the other person, pursuing them and chasing them and trying to convince them that yes, I can save you from your own misery, I can save you from your own trouble, I can save you from your own problems. Eventually, when they come out of their own problems, what are they going to do? Very often, many of them they will become brutal with you because anyway, the kingmaker must always be destroyed. Gentlemen, if you've read the 48 laws of power, the rule number one, it says never outshine your master. But now, if the gentleman who's here was working in a is working in a warehouse in DHL, not some senior position. These are the basic level entry position. And now he's gone and upgraded the life of the wife. Now she's a doctor, probably earning 4,000, 5,000, while you are still on your 1,600 salary. You see the difference now. You're not going to be able to achieve or to reach that level, and eventually she will look at you and she'll be like, this one is a loser, I need to find someone that is on my own level. So that was my point number one. Point number one, please brothers, you cannot afford to go and build your woman higher than how you've built yourself. It's like you've never bought for yourself a vehicle, but from nowhere now all of a sudden you've become so clever, and now you want to buy a woman a vehicle, something that you haven't done for yourself. So I told the gentleman, you know, you fuck up because you could have fixed all this by you just accepting and saying, okay, something is wrong here. I'll fix myself first. I'll make sure that I get my education in order. I upgrade myself slowly by slowly, and then the woman that will come at any moment. You see, you should never have the fear that to think, oh yes, all the women because I missed this one. If I miss this one, I'm not going to get another one. But there's 5 billion of them, better than the one that you have. And don't let your lack of exposure to women be something that will keep you in a rush. I said to my brother, listen, you made up a big mistake. But all that you can do instead of you sitting down here and crying here, no, dust up yourself, let the woman be. Because anyway, today, I'm speaking to you, gentlemen, today. Your wife can wake up and say, Chris, I don't want you anymore. Here are your kids. And she leaves, and tomorrow she goes to another man. And this man, probably within a few weeks, months, you'll see her fully pregnant there, and she's forgotten completely about you. That's how ruthless women are. And bro, when a woman leaves, you cannot beg. You cannot beg. I myself have made those mistakes in the past where I begged women, please, please, please stay with me. Please be here with me. And it really never did work. It was a very, it was a very uh, slippery path to go down, where I'm the one now begging there and telling, oh no, here's the reason, here's what is going to benefit you from being in my life. Gentlemen, you don't have the caliber, you don't have the capacity to convince a woman to come and stay in your life just because you have a dick. But the only reason that will make her stay there, she's seen potential in you and she's been looking at you and she's like, this one, I give him 2 or 3 years, this man will be standing out. That's the only thing that will make her stay there with you. The children are not going to make her stay. You are not going to make her stay. The sex that you give her, which is probably pathetic, is not going to make her stay. The only woman that, gentlemen, you can afford to keep in your house is the one that wants to be kept in that house. If she does not want, bro, it doesn't matter. I could do back flips and forward flips and everything. But if she does not want me to keep her, bro, she's still going to find a reason why she would want to leave. Here's the other thing. I mentioned this in my previous video as well. Gentlemen, you cannot also afford to fight a woman over who will remain with the custody of the children. If she decides that she wants to go with her children, brother, please let her go with them. If she decides to leave them, even better for you. Because anyway, no one is going to come up your ass to be saying, oh no, you haven't paid child support and everything. So either way, it's in your favor. Because anyway, at the end of the day, as kids grow up, who do they look for? They look for their father. Rarely have had a kid looking for their mother. Maybe some they do, some. And of course, the father should always have the answer. Yeah, your mother got married somewhere in Kisii and she's there, or somewhere in Manchester and she's there. So when it comes to kids, bro, be as cold as possible and just say, so be it. Because most of you get now trapped into the shenanigan of saying, oh, you know, my kids, I have no, you can live without them. All you have to do is, as Amerix is always teaching us on online, is let us take care of these kids. Is you have to open up a bank account and set a money that will go there every end month. You're putting maybe even if it's 100 shillings or $1 for your kids in future. Yes, they will know. Yes, my father gave me this as a starting point. So please, gentlemen, let's not find ourselves chasing our own tails and looking for things that probably will never get in the name of keeping our families. I thought I should have said that. Don't educate a woman. But if you must educate this woman, all you have to do is, yeah, maybe after she's given you 10 children, when she's around 53, now she goes for her master's and a PhD. No one wants her at 53. Everyone is looking at her. They're like, oh yeah, that's the only time. But otherwise, when she's young, yes, you're just creating, you're building up someone else's wife, because once she no longer sees you as someone who's ahead of her, bro, you are left. Let's go find the next man who can handle business. And you know you'll be left there like the idiot that you are, nobody caring about you, your wife and the children, all of them are going to leave. But that sounds very bad. So the only way you can prevent yourself from this is push it to the side and say, I accept my failure. I am a failure that I am, and dust up yourself. Go face life as well.